I'm just ready to fight. I'm happy everybody had the confidence in me. I know I got the confidence in myself, so we'll see the knockout Saturday night.
And just one last question: Are you still in love with the game of boxing, or is that? I thought I saw an article maybe you weren't as thrilled with boxing. You can't believe everything you read.
I'm gonna say it to you how I said it to the last person I interviewed yesterday. You can love a girl and not be in love with her. You get what I'm saying? So I love boxing, but I'm not in love with boxing. It's a means to an end. I got love for it. I found love in this sport. I drew a lot of attention with it, and I'm thankful for it. But I don't have to be in love with it and be in love with it for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Say a shout out to everybody here in Toledo.
What it do? What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. So, this some breaking news. Jared Anderson once again has kind of come out and expressed how he don't have a lot of interest and he's not really into the sport of boxing. And just want to give my thoughts. Previously, I'm just gonna be honest. Jared Anderson kind of grew on me over his last couple fights. When I first seen him, his pro debut, and I seen him come out his first couple fights, he was very flashy. Getting knockouts after knockouts. And I'm gonna be honest. At first, I didn't like him because when they asked him about Wilder and Fury, and he said he was going for Fury because Fury was his stablemate, and then he went to talking about my people, who is my people, and I got white folks in my family. And when he said that shit, when I first started my channel, I came on this motherfucker making a video about that. But anyway, since then, there's been a couple years. He done had more fights, and I've been watching him, and I like the talent. I think he's very skillful, and I like that he come for your head, and he coming for your head. He's not. Jared Anderson ain't on no outboxing shit. He coming to hurt you in every fight. He ain't super big. He's not the tallest, but he big. But he got the mentality to hurt you. He want to punish you. But so he's grew on me. I just like that killer mentality. In the ring, but it's a lot of other shit that's going on outside the ring that I think will affect that killer mentality. I think it will affect your skills. You came out before and you said, this ain't everything, this ain't my life and shit like that, and you're gonna retire soon, and you just trying to make some money, and and now you're saying belts don't matter and this and that. Before I even get to you, because you brought up Tank versus Ryan and they proved that belts don't matter. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like that fight. I can understand a Floyd versus Conor McGregor and that type of shit, and understand that because Floyd is Floyd. The Tank versus Ryan fight, in my opinion, was a straight scam. It was a complete scam. And I'm finna break out the scamness of it. Tank was the guy. They're just plain and simple. And no, he did not sell 1.2 million in his previous fights. But the difference is none of his opponents was on the private podcast. None of his previous opponents was on I Am Athlete. None of his previous opponents was on Hot Boxing. All black platforms. I just want to make that very clear. Breakfast Club, all these black platforms opened their arms to Ryan. Ryan had never done nothing in boxing to make you think he was a superstar. His fight before Tank, he fought in front of 7,000 people. That was the biggest crowd he had ever fought in front of. He'd never been on pay-per-view, never won a world title, never accomplished anything. Nobody was talking about Ryan until he mentioned Tank, and Tank entertained it. When Tank entertained Ryan, he got on The Breakfast Club, he got on I Am Athlete, he got on every black show to talk about sports, and everybody embraced him. But the key was Tank. Tank entertained him. And when Tank entertained it, it brought on the Mexicans. The Mexicans was like, okay, Ryan might knock him out. So they was just hoping at the possibility. But that fight was a scam. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Ever since that fight, Tank name has not got bigger. Let me tell you something. even Tank fan, I don't hear nobody talking about the greatness of his win over Ryan. Even though I thought he beat Ryan more in more devastating fashion than Bud beat Spence, in my opinion, because Spence didn't quit. Ryan straight up quit. That motherfucker looked at that ref and watched him count to 10. He quit. Let me tell you something. If Bud had a broke both ribs, Spence would have kept getting up, bro. Spence the kind of dog, he will never lay down. He will never look at that referee and watch him count to 10. Anyway, but nobody is talking about the greatness of Tank's win over Ryan. Since it was such a huge fight and such a big legacy moment, and Ryan was the shit and such this tough opponent, why does nobody talking about the greatness of that win? Nobody's talking about it. And Tank is the face of boxing, in my opinion. Without Ryan or before Ryan, he was already that guy. It's just the bigger the possibility is that a fighter can knock out Tank, the bigger the fight gonna sell. It was a huge, everybody believed in that left hook of Ryan. That's all it was. Motherfuckers, that left hook, I don't know. Tank better, Tank more skilled. Everybody knew Tank was the better fighter, but that left hook. You know, motherfuckers was praying to that goddamn left hook. Anyway, that shit was cap, bro. And since Ryan quit, I've seen no videos about Ryan. Nobody cares about. Nobody's asking when Ryan gonna fight. When Ryan gonna fight? Ain't nobody checking for him, bro. Nobody's checking for Ryan. So it's just an example that Jared. I know sometimes that shit can look shiny, but that shit was cap. It was out. The show was about Tank, not Ryan. You know, Ryan just got the platforms. Imagine if Tank showed Devin Haney or Shakur that kind of attention that he showed Ryan. And Tank showed Ryan so much respect. That motherfucker said, I'm going to tell my mama not to even come to the fight. That motherfucker said, this will be my toughest fight. And you said you ain't even going to have your mama come to the fight. Like you nervous like that. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Tank knew he was going to beat the dog shit out of Ryan. That shit was cap. Like I said, bro, if Tank showed Devin or Shakur that's kind of attention that he showed Ryan, Tank versus Devin or Shakur gonna do over 1 million buys, and that's a fact. Tank versus Devin or Shakur would, and I think the Devin fight bigger though. I think the Devin fight bigger, but both of them would do over 1 million views, over 1 million buys, in my opinion. So that shit is cap, and like I said, ain't nobody checking for Ryan. If he's such, people want to bring up that Instagram shit so much. I guarantee his next fight will not be on pay-per-view, but Tank's will. That's the difference. People was acting like Ryan was a bigger star than Terrence Crawford. People was acting like Ryan was Ryan had never been on pay-per-view. I'm done with that. I'm finna get out that Ryan shit, but I'm just giving you an example that fight, some fights are just cap. And fans, you can pimp on fans. Casual fans were straight pimped on. That shit was a regular fight. That Ryan versus Tank was one of the most regular fights you can think of. It was just like fighting Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia was more competitive. Anyway, so that's not a good example to look forward to and try to talk. You don't need belts, bro. You do need belts, bro. At this point, you're a contender at the heavyweight division. You definitely need a belt, bro. Another thing, I'm just gonna let you know, bro. It's just like on the job. Listen, bro, you don't never tell the boss man your plans. It's just like if you plan on quitting after about 2 months, you just try to build up a couple checks and then get you a pack and flip it. Don't even tell your coworkers you finna just be here for 2 months, cause before you know it, they're gonna set you up. You can't tell the boss man you're gonna quit. You are not supposed to inform anybody. You don't do that, bro. That's like going on your job saying, you know what, I really don't need this shit, and I'm just doing this shit for now, and this and that, and this and... Bro, you can't tell your supervisor that. Saying that to say, bro, especially not Bob Arum. Bob Arum is the most strict slave master in boxing. That motherfucker don't play, especially about black athletes. So I'm just telling you, bro, that shit, and it makes me wonder about your team. I know you signed to Jay Prince too, but he under Bob. And Jay, I just wish you had molded him a little bit more about this boxing game and the corruptness of it and how motherfuckers would X you the fuck out. Let me tell you something. You just said some shit that will get you X the fuck out. Bro, they'll shelf the shit out you, bro. You can't tell a white boy you finna make money off his company and run off. You know? That's like saying you gonna run off on the plug or something. You can't do that, bro. Let me tell you something. There is no black athlete that you can't talk. You know, I'm just tired. Black folks just don't know their place. You know? Black athletes act like they free. Black athletes act like because they got millions of dollars, they free in America. No, you not, bro. You are the property of boxing. Until you retire, you are the proud property of boxing. Nobody like to talk and say it like that shit. That's what it is. You they property. And you can't talk to your slave master like that. So, I don't know, Jay Prince, what the fuck? I don't know, bro, but you just can't do that, bro. Them folks hearing everything you're saying. And you talking like you already in the boss status, like you done already accomplished so much that you don't really need much more. Bro, you ain't got there. You ain't made $5 million in a fight yet. Just gonna tell you, bro. And it's bigger than you. You got a brother that's doing a lot of time. You got a mother. You got a family, bro. And they depending on you. That little money you done made now, and I know it's nice and you got you a nice mansion and shit. But I'm just telling you, and Jay Prince done moved all y'all out there to Houston. That's what's up. Houston a beautiful city. But now, pimping, you're going to have to add to that money, bro. One thing about this life, bills keep adding up. Shit going to keep piling up. Things happen. And to really make sure your family's straight, bro, you're going to have to fight a little bit longer than 2 or 3 more years. You still young, bro. You can't do that in boxing. You can't do it, bro. I don't know why. It needs to be a black spokesman that really lecture all black fighters coming out the amateurs and coming into professional how to be and how these white folks are. You can't talk like that, bro. You can't talk like that and you just been boxing a few years. You can't talk like that when your family needs you, bro. They will freeze you the fuck out. Or put you in there with a Slovakian motherfucker with some loaded glove and you'll never be the same type and set you up and put you in there with some shit. You don't do that, bro. Bob is the crookedest motherfucker in boxing. And you signed to him. And Jay Prince signed to him too. And just because you signed to Jay Prince, but you with Top Rank. Bob is your boss. You know, Jay Prince just talks to Bob and he'll get you fights and shit. But anyway, I just wish Jay Prince had started his own shit years ago, but he loved dealing with the Jews and and shit like that. And I thought he just started this all promote. That's all I'm saying. And he don't never do business with Al, and they don't fuck with each other. But he can come fuck with Bob. I don't know. I just never like. Cause Bob is a crook, bro. Bob is the crookedest dude in boxing. And I'm telling you. You see how. Let me tell you something, bro. I'm gonna keep reminding you, motherfuckers. In the first fight, Fury was signed with Frank Warren. In the second fight, he went and got Sugar Hill, a black trainer from America, and he went and signed with Bob Arum. And ever since then, Fatback Fury has been the hardest punching heavyweight since Sonny Liston. The power came after signing with Bob Arum. That's when Wilder all of a sudden couldn't take no punches from him. Every right hand staggered him. But so I'm just telling you, listen, bro. I think you're a very good fighter. I'm gonna get out the corruption and all that there, but I'm just telling you that it's a very corrupt sport, bro, and they will play you. They'll set you up, bro. They'll set you up, bro, and freeze you the fuck out. You don't tell the white boy you finna make money off his company and jet the fuck off. You don't say that, bro. You don't say I'm not in love with boxing, bro. They hearing you, bro. You gotta act like you love that shit even if you don't. You better lie. You better learn to lie to your boss. Lie to that mother. Don't tell them the truth, bro. They gonna fuck over you. You gotta finesse these motherfuckers, bro. You just too fucking honest at this point. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You're very good. At this point, I consider you almost a contender. Right at that contender level. At this point, I don't think you're no longer a prospect. After fighting Charles Martin, and that was a good fight for you. And one thing that you proved that I needed to see, you got a chin. That's a fact. Charles Martin cracking. Charles Martin is cracking. And for you to take that shit, and he hurt you. But that showed me you got some grit to you. You ain't you're not listen, even though you talking suspect, Jared Anderson ain't soft in that ring. I just got a point. That motherfucker ain't soft, and he really don't take back steps. Like, that motherfucker come forward. He don't even really like to back up. He coming for you. And he throwing hard shot, and I love the body work. The body work is devastating. The body work is, but that Charles Martin was a very good win for you. That was a very good win. Very good, very impressive. That win took you to another level, and you learned. But and you just knocked out the Slovaski dude. At this point, I think you'll beat the shit out of Dylan. That's a fight I'd like to see too. I think you beat the shit out of Dylan White. He would top rank. It feels job, but you said that's your homie, but that'd be a perfect fight for you. Big Shot Shaw just got knocked out. Hopefully he bounced back, but that was a fight I wanted to see you in. Oh boy, let me tell you a fight. This is a fight for you. This is really the fight. And I don't know what done happened to Frank Sanchez. I hadn't heard much from him, but the fight when he beat FL Jogba, bro, that performance. Frank Sanchez can fight. You know, he about 48, but it's quick. But it say he 27, but I don't think that shit right. But Frank Sanchez, southpaw, and got power, can take a punch. Great feet better than Usyk and Mike. He got the best feet work in boxing in heavyweight division. Frank Sanchez, southpaw, Cuban, and that's a tough fight for you because you like to walk dudes down, but his footwork gonna give you problems, and he got power. That's a tough ass fight for you. That's one of the toughest matchups for you is against Frank Sanchez. I just don't know where he at. He was training with Eddie Reynoso. I ain't seen him no more. I don't know. Maybe they just chefed him because boxing is known for that. And that's another thing. That's why I'm trying to let you know, bro. It don't matter how much talent you got. They will chef you like they did Demetrius Hearn. He was over there with Matchroom with Eddie Hearn, who's supposed to be the greatest promoter ever, but he never got the Triple G, never got the Canelo, never even got to fight Jacobs, bro. He been on the shelf for 5 years, and he just now at 37 years old finna get a fight with David Benavidez. They will chef you, bro. And you know what's sad? Boxing fans blame Andre. Yeah, you shouldn't have pulled out that Jamil fight. You shouldn't have pulled out that Jamil fight. But he was going through some bullshit with his promotional company. See, boxing fans, and this is another thing you're going to learn. Boxing fans going to take up for the promotional company before they'll take up for you. They will take up for Bob just like they did when Bob said Terrence Crawford don't sell. Everybody jumped on and made videos. Terrence Crawford don't sell. Terrence Crawford don't say. We gonna always go with the promoter. Stinking ass fans will. And stinking ass fans will turn on you, bro. So you just gotta learn, bro. You ain't gotta be in love with the sport. I'm not saying that. But just know how to. Don't tell these motherfuckers your business, bro. Don't tell these motherfuckers your business. They'll set you up, bro. Shit, they set up Wilder. Because Wilder, he was kind of like, but way in a different way. He was talking to white folk in a pro-black way and talking how he felt, and he spoke that shit out loud, and that's why they set him up. But I'm gonna get off this motherfucker, but I'm gonna tell you a good fight for you. But I don't like him. I don't like Andy Ruiz, but that motherfucker can fight. But if he had a fight, Wilder was gonna stop him in 3 rounds. But he wanted too much money. This motherfucker think he's a $40 million fighter. And so I don't think this fight will ever happen, but that'd be a great fight for you. That'd be a great fight for you and a great test because Andy Ruiz is not a top 3 heavyweight or none of that shit. But that motherfucker can really fight, and he will test you in many ways. He got power, fast hands, and that motherfucker got a chin. So he the type of fighter that'll make you work. He'll make you work. So I could see you dropping him 2 or 3 times and him getting back. That motherfucker can take a shot. So and he got power. But I think you beat him. I just think you would be tested in that fight. I would like for you to do this, though. I'd like for you to go to Saudi Arabia. David Adelaide finna fight Wardley. I'd like for you to go to that fight and call out the winner. That'd be a great fight for you. And whether you go to the UK or not, because you probably have to go to the UK and fight him. I think that'd be great for you. But I'm telling you right now, bro, you talking this in the next 2 to 3 years, shit, bro. Just keep fighting, keep winning. You got a lot of talent. It's going to be hard to beat you. Going to be hard to beat you because you slick, but you also got power. Your power going to get you through a lot of shit, but mental toughness is very important also. This is 903 Boxing. I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.